And let's read that first story and talk about the Babylon Bee. There's a lot here that I find interesting. This is a story we have from timcast.com. Babylon Bee locked out of Twitter for Man of the Year satire. Quote, "If the cost of telling the truth is the loss of our Twitter account, then so be it," said the CEO of the Christian-based satire news site. So they received a notification from Twitter saying that their tweet has violated their rules against promoting violence, threatening, harassing other people on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, religious affiliation, age, disability, or serious disease. They said you can start your countdown and continue to Twitter. That's what it says. Once you delete the content that violates our rules, one tweet. If you think we've made a mistake, contact us. So the CEO is saying he won't be taking it down. This was the post in question, or this is one of them. It says the Babylon Bee's Man of the Year is Rachel Levine. Of course, Rachel Levine is a trans woman, hence the joke they were making. Twitter says this violated the rules. So there's something interesting here in that, one, I think we can discuss the CEO's unwillingness to take down the post. He's saying we're not going to do it. But also it's curious that Twitter, under Section 230, which grants this immunity to these tech platforms, it says that you can remove content that you find to be objectionable or, lewd or lascivious or whatever. In this instance, and actually, truth be told, this is typically how Twitter does it. They make you remove it. So right now, this is where it's interesting. Seth Dillon has said the tweet they say breaks the rules is still up, available to be retweeted and seen by everyone, and it's going viral as people keep retweeting it. Why would he take that tweet down if he believes in it? And why wouldn't Twitter take it down if they think it's wrong? That's what I find fascinating about this story. Other than there's the whole culture war aspect of one perspective is allowed and one perspective isn't. But I'm curious if you guys have any thoughts.
It feels like a parent making a kid clean up their own mess as punishment.
That's kind of interesting because it's not just saying we don't like what you said. It's also almost like a form of humiliation because they're like, you also have to take it down. It's not enough that you be punished for this. You have to do it yourself.
Like one of those what are they? Those classes where they get you to say something you don't believe until you start to believe it.
Like a struggle session.
Yeah, like a struggle session.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're doing that in prisons.
I don't like this because the terms say if it promotes violence against, threatens, or harasses. Now, this tweet does not promote violence against anyone or threaten anyone. But you could say that it's a harassment thing. I think this is an abuse of the word harassment for the terms. Like, it's a one-off tweet. It's a public figure. I don't see any kind of consistent harassment for a claim, and the guy can always block it anyway. So I just feel like it's so heavy-handed.
I think it depends on your definition of harassment. I mean, if you're a trans person, is being misgendered the same way as if I call you a bad word
name,
for female genitalia or something.
Right.
Like there's if I'm using it and I'm saying something that you feel is insulting, is that harassment? But then again, if that's the rule. The reason I deleted Twitter is because that's literally all it is.
Yeah, this is the first time in a long time I thought I might actually just delete my account.
No, I deleted mine 3 years ago because pretty much it's just all that nonstop all day long.
We were talking about this on the show like last week that Twitter only exists to emotionally destroy people.
Yeah.
I mean, when you had only 140 characters to express something, it rewards negative impulsivity in the worst possible way. And when I started doing it, that's when I deleted it.
I started my Twitter account 2008, and I would make YouTube videos 06, 07, and I was like, text is the devil. Do not rely on text for communication. Verbal communication is how we get along. This text is, and people are like, Ian, you're such an idiot. Text is fine, man. Twitter's cool. And then all these people start tweeting, and now you see the age of miscommunication. And there's a reason for it, is because people are etching markings on a wall and expecting someone else to know what they meant.
Yo, Twitter is the worst.
It's pretty bad.
It brings out the worst in people.
Yeah.
And for this, I would say, okay, you should be allowed to make a joke, whatever. But at the same time, I look at it and I go, well, what am I gaining from making that joke? I believe in the right to be able to say something like that, but I wouldn't use it if it's just going to piss a bunch of people off, and I don't gain anything from calling this person a man versus a woman or whatever.
Well, I'll say I think the Babylon Bee is a Christian site. They have a perspective, right?
Yeah, and it's also meant for humor, and it's a satire site.
Right.
So they're going to say things that are shit posts that are going to aggravate people.
Right. I mean, comedy is offensive, or at least it used to be.
Supposed to
I don't
be.
know what left-wing comedy is right now. There's this YouTuber guy, and someone posted this in response to Seth Dillon. He's the CEO, and it was like, why conservative comedy isn't funny, and it's just like a weird thing to claim to like. Look, I understand the left is going to pile on this dude who wrote why conservative comedy isn't funny. Like they're gonna go and comment and be like, we know, it's so true. Conservative comedy isn't funny. And I'm just like, yo, it's subjective.